Testing 1, 2, 3. What the fuck is going on here? One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's working now. Right. Okay, for those watching, sorry my stream. So just a quick update from what I was saying earlier. Apologies about my swearing on my videos. I am who I am, can't help it. When I get frustrated, annoyed and upset, I tend to swear, especially when I get beat off about things. Lucky I'm not swearing right now, actually. Just swear. It's like, you know, my audio went off. Why? I don't know. So I'm using StreamYard now, just in case the audio does go off, I can switch over to the other microphone on the camera. So at the moment, I'm using my snow ice, or what it's called, microphone. So I'm just mainly kind of repeating myself, to be honest with you. You know, I'm trying to get the base done, not so much quick as I can, but I want to take time on it. You know, I'm not going to be using it until possibly, you know, summertime, when, you know, we've got longer daylight and better weather. So I'm planning to go up there and just like sleep overnight. Go up there during the daytime, do some milk detecting, have a break, make a cup of coffee, have something to eat, go back to milk detecting. Instead of coming all the way back home, and if I fancy like staying up there, I'll stay up there, and I can do some more metal detecting the following day. Let's see, the mic's still working. Yeah. So that's why I'm really making the little camp for, going up there and staying overnight if I'm metal detecting in the daytime. If I fancy that I want to be up there next day to do some more metal detecting, instead of taking my gear, coming all the way home and going up the next day, I can like camp out overnight, in my little shack, cabin, building, whatever you want to call it. And then that way I can, come home the following evening. Now, I could even start there 2 days and 2 nights, catch can't be okay as long as you've got plenty of food and drink. But I don't normally camp out more than 48 hours. Even when I'm on, over at Clapham Common with my tent, the most I'd even stay out is like 48 hours and I'm back home. Within the 48 hours, actually, depends, it could be 50 hours, I'm back home. I don't like leaving the cat alone, even one night sometimes, but I have done, and she's been okay. I've made sure she's had plenty of food, and that's it. As long as she's got food, she's okay. But as I said earlier on my other stream before I had to close it down because of the audio issue, I have got plans, that I want to do on that base. Have a window, kind of little view on each of the wall, left wall, right wall. Have an actual door and door frame on the actual front of it. How I'm going to construct it yet, I do not know. I've never built a base in my whole lifetime, I don't think. Even when I was like, even before my teens, when we used to go up at Jordan's Wood, and like when we were kids, 9, 10, 11 years old, playing silly little war games, we did make little camps, but it wasn't like, what people do now, with A-frames and shelters and, all different kind of like structures that they use when I go out camping. Didn't have no tents or nothing in them days. There's only that when I started fishing, not the very first time, but, while I was fishing, I thought, what it'd be like, camping out overnight. So I bought myself a tent, and I was camping, around about this time of the year when it was bloody freezing cold. I woke up very cold a couple of times in the night, had to get up and walk around to warm up. And then, when I knew the first bus was going to turn up, I kind of just packed up my gear and practically left, and came home the next morning, freezing me butt off. But I've learnt my lesson, now. It's a lot better if you've got a tent. Make sure it's waterproof, which I believe my one is a camo waterproof one. And when I kind of like do go camping in a tent, I put like a tarp down. I've got my ground sheet, tarp. I've got a blow up bed, blow up pillar, and I've got like a sleeping bag, which is okay. It's warm enough. But I always bring another kind of like I take like a blanket or something as well, just in case it does get a little bit cold. And if it's kind of like so weather, sometimes I might even take a thick coat with me and chuck that over me if I get cold. The first several attempts at camping, in this time of the year, it was bloody cold, and I was glad to get up and come home, several times. But when we started getting the warmer weather, you didn't need like ground sheets and extra blankets and all that kind of stuff. I just took the blow up bed, sleeping bag and the black pillow, and that was perfect. Got to sleep, and it was okay. But before I actually had the blow up bed, tell you, man, like, that floor was so uneven. It was so uncomfortable. Waking up with back aches and aching here, there, and everywhere. It wasn't that nice. So I did learn a little bit about camping. People, even the guys at the lake who I was talking to, the other fishing guys said, "Oh, you need this, you need that." They was telling me to buy, mainly the more expensive stuff, like the bivvy tents and stuff like that. But I couldn't afford it, And when I did get a tent, they took the piss out of me. And I said, look, as long as it keeps me dry, that's okay. And, both of my tents kept me dry, actually. I had little one of those round pop-up ones with something like, I think it said, so you want to know where your girlfriend was last night, then you don't need to look no further. And, that was in the summertime, and like so many people kept coming up and taking photos of my tent and having a giggle about it. Even one woman said to me, "Oh, I'm going to tell my husband I slept here last night," and took a photo of my tent. And I was like dreading that some guy might come and knock me fucking head off or something, kind of thing. But no, it really did happen. But that was good, like a little pop-up tent. It was a bit awkward, putting it back together sometimes. But I did get used to like, letting it pop open and closing it and getting it back in the bag. But it kind of like started getting a bit damaged. So I had to go and buy another tent. And with that one, it was a camo one. And, it's waterproof and everything. It was only cheap, about 30 quid, I think, 35, 40 quid. But, it kept the rain out. You still get like, the concentration in there, where you're breathing heavily and it's kind of very warm in a tent, and you're perspiring, and that's what's causing the condensation, I suppose. But if you keep the top on my one, you've got like a little air vent, and you've got like a cover that you can cover it over in case of the rain. Sometimes it was raining, like to cover it, and when I woke up in the morning, the tent was like damp inside because of the condensation. But if it wasn't like raining during the night time, you could actually take that little cover off, and it vent the tent, and it wouldn't cause all that dampness inside. So yeah, I learned kind of my mistakes that way. I could take the tent up anytime I want, where I do my milk detecting. That's no problem, but it's just too many like humps and bumps, kind of thing. And not only that, the ground is so wet, damp, soggy, so muddy. I don't want to be camping up there. I thought about it, but I ain't going to. I'm just going to wait until my little base is made, and then hopefully start, sleeping in my little shack when I've built it. I've practically completed the bench bed, and that's what it's going to be used for, sitting and sleeping on. I'm going to make like a couple of little shelves in there as well, so I can put like candles on, and put cups on, and a few other bits and pieces. The bench bed, it's not so much bench and a bed, it's also for storing stuff in it as well. I can just lift apart the top off and then just store some stuff underneath. And I'm planning to put like a latch on it, and a little padlock, so no one can get into it unless like they break the latch. So yeah, I've got to do that, finish that bit off. But I'm not too worried about that until the base is more, or the cabin or the hut or whatever you want to call it, is near completion. So as I said on the video just now before the audio went off, I want to do like a little window frame in both of the left wall and the right wall, so I can peep out, see what's going on, and also get some light into the actual building. I don't want to have like something on the roof because I know it's going to like start leaking, and I don't want the roof leaking. So you know, once I've done the roof, like, you know, I'm going to put tarp on there and possibly some, you know, extra see-through plastic as well. Then I'm going to cover it with like more twigs and leaves, and you know, so it's like, you know, kind of like hopefully water resistance. I hope. I'll only find out when it starts raining and I'm kind of like camping in there, I suppose. You know, I'll have a tarp outside and inside on the roof. You know, the back wall's going to have a top on it, because there's still going to be like little holes in the walls. You know, when depending on what way the wind's blowing, you know, you're going to get a bit of a draft. But you know, I'm going to put tarps on inside the complete building and try to keep that coldness out if I can. I also want to try to construct some kind of like a little fireplace inside as well, but how I'm going to like control the smoke, I'm not sure yet. I did see, I think she's either Czech or Norwegian. I think she's already got a new video up. Let me have a check. She done like a fire pit, but she made it so that smoke would go through like a little tunnel thing at the back of a little base. What was her name? Survival Lily. She's done like a mega base, and she's got some guy going there helping her to like repair walls and stuff like that. And I think she has her kids over in her camp sometimes. I don't know how many parts of the building she's got. Like, I think she said she's going to have at least 3 or 4 where like they got like little beds on, you know, made out like, you know, tree branches and stuff. Last video I saw, she had some guy over and they was like repairing the wall, and I think she had like 2 beds there at the time, but I think she's having 3 or 4 there, so she was going to do more work on it. But one of the videos I saw that she had a fire pit and she was trying to control the smoke. Instead of keep going up, you know, it's going to go down into the ground, underneath her base and outside the back of her base. And I suppose that kind of like little tunnel was also going to be used as more like heating as well, maybe. So I know the Romans, you know, when the Romans built like their buildings, they had fire under the ground, and that's what actually heated the floor and the rest of the building. So I think that's the way she might have been trying to do the way she was doing what she'd done. Have like a little tunnel so the heat and the smoke can go under. That's what I'm planning to do as well. But I'm going to have like possibly a brick fireplace inside and have like a little tunnel going underneath the wall and have something to draw the smoke that's going out upwards instead of just going acrosswards. So you know, I've got to do that, but I'm limited on supplies at the moment. Like, I know there's bricks outside Ron's front gate. I asked if they were these, and he said no. Tom's. I don't know if Tom's going to use them or not, but I'm going to try and pinch at least half a dozen or so I can make at least a small fire pit. Yeah, so I've got, you know, quite a few plans I want to do, but it's just like, you know, getting the resources, and I don't want to spend that money, you know, if I can find it free. If I can see someone doing some kind of renovation nearby and they've got a skip and, you know, they doing brickwork, then, yeah, I'm going to try to get the bricks. If I see wood, then I'll try to grab some wood. Because the wood I can use as, like, you know, tinder for the fire. You know, all the wood there is all damp, wet, soaking wet, and it's very hard, you know, to make a fire. So I've got to keep taking, like, you know, fat wood up and my own homemade fat wood and bits of branches, bits of wood that I might come across. I found a couple of bits of wood yesterday, which I'm going to probably like process later. So yeah, you know, it's just, you know, trying to get the right equipment and the right gear to take up and use, you know, kind of thing. And that building I'm building ain't going to be done within the next day or two. It's still going to take quite a bit of time because I've got a complete wall 2, which is nearly complete, but I'm going to now have to like reconstruct it because I want to put like a little window frame in and then cover that with clear plastic on both sides. And then once I've done that, I've got to work on wall 3 and do the same with that one, put like a little window frame that one. And once that wall's completed, then I've got to do the front wall with the door frame and you know, where I'm going to put the door frame itself, which is going to be centered. So I've got to do that. I've got to get, you know, the latches and the brackets, which I've already got anyway, but I've still got to, like, you know, figure out how to make a proper door and, you know, put the door in place so I can open and shut it. And once that's done, I've got to do the ceiling, the roof. So yeah, you know, it's still going to be quite a bit of work, but you know, there's no rush. You know, I'm not going to be using it until probably April, probably, when, you know, we got the longer daylight time and, you know, better weather conditions. But again, you know, I do apologise for the swearing sometimes I use on my videos. That's the way I am, you know. If I get frustrated, angry, annoyed about something, I do start swearing. I swear when I forget things, you know. You know, we're not all perfect. And, you know, you're just going to have to take me as I am. So anyway, when I forget, I'm going to go to bed. It's like half past 2. I've got a few things I need to do in the morning. I need to go and get some food. So I need to go somewhere else as well. I was going to go Streatham Common, see if there's any pine trees up there, but I don't think there is going to be any. And also it's going to be raining, so I'm not going to bother. I'll probably be at my base either Sunday if it's better weather, if not, definitely Monday. Monday looks like promising weather. So if it ain't Sunday, it's going to be Monday and Thursday. And hopefully my camera won't fall on the floor and mute itself like it did. That's why I put music on my other video, the one where I was out building, because the audio got muted because my camera fell down. So I'll try to make sure that won't happen again. All right, good night everyone. Catch you all later. Ciao, ciao.